Welcome everybody to look at the third and final film in the Wicked Games box set, three films by Robert Hossein from Radiance Films, and it is 1961's The Taste of Violence. So this is the only one from the 60s in this box set, the other two were from the 50s, and it is a western that clocks in at 86 minutes long. Alongside Robert Hussein is also in the leading role. We have Giovanna Raleigh, who was in The Mercenary, Cold Eyes of Fear, and Cannon for Cordoba, sorry, as well as Mario Adorf, who was in Felidae, who he played the voice of or did the voice of Blaubart. Was also in Caliber 9, Short Night of Glass Dolls, and The Specialists. So he's been in a western before alongside Giovanna Raleigh. So after kidnapping the daughter of a local dictator, a revolutionary and his two lieutenants lead her through hostile territory in the hopes of exchanging her for their imprisoned comrades. There are about 50 of them that are actually locked up. So much like with Italian westerns that came about later in the decade and into the 70s, this is rather dark and cynical in its tone. I guess you could say, in some respects, it's kind of like a revisionist western. It's not even set in the Wild West, for instance, either. It's set in Central America, so that is certainly a different kind of place to be set in this kind of filming as well. It is also effective in showing the dying embers of a revolution and the impact that it has on those taking part in it, and even those who aren't taking part of it, like family members, for instance. The cinematography is also excellent. With it definitely being one of the best looking black and white westerns that I've seen. The cast is also great. The pacing is on point. The themes are well realised. There is some decent tension. It is overall engrossing, and the score is well done. It also has some songs in this that help convey certain parts of the plot, as there were some heavy amount of scenes in this where characters aren't talking at all. It's all about facial expressions and the emotions that they're conveying, and then there's a song in the background that is kind of alluding to what they are thinking and wanting to do. And yeah, that's all excellent. Sure, it doesn't have much in the way of action or violence, certainly not as much as the first film in this box set, but this is impactful in a different manner. And yeah, a really, really effective one, and remarkably quite different to the previous two, as you might expect being a Western. But all three films in this are quite distinct in their own rights, and yeah, this is another 4 out of 5 for a film in this box set. So yeah, overall, a really, really consistent box set on the whole, and yeah, doesn't have quite the massive highs of, say, of Hard Boiled, which still is probably my favourite French collection of films so far this year. But still, overall, a solid effort, and yeah, the box set overall is really rather good, as all three films have 4 out of 5. We also have reversible sleeve artwork for this film, and being the only film on this case, it is not sharing its artwork with another film like the other two were. Quite frankly, it would have been nice to have all three in their own cases or something, but because Radiance Films only uses these standard plastic kind of cases, unlike Indicator that use the cardboard and plastic ones, I guess it's hard for them to really justify putting three cases in one release outside of their bigger box sets like the World Noir ones. But still, would be nice to have them all have their own individual artwork and individual cases. But still, that appears to be the original artwork there on the back. And yeah, in terms of extras, we've got a 2K restoration from the original negative by Gaumont, and like the other two films, looks and sounds excellent. Got the original uncompressed mono audio. Then we've got audio commentary by critic and author Tim Lucas. He did the two in the previous two of the other films in the box set. Got appreciation by filmmaker and Western authority Alex Cox from 2025. Cox in at 7 minutes long. Then we've got interview with author C. Courtney Joyner on the taste of violence and the Zapata Western subgenre from 2025, clocking at 26 minutes long. So yeah, this is probably one of the earlier examples in terms of the Zapata Western, which is a Western that is not set in the Wild West, but it's set in more Mexico or Central America. And then you have a trailer as well. So yeah, overall, really rather good. And that new artwork is done by Time Tomorrow, just like the other two were. So, yeah, overall, this box set has been really rather impressive. I would say that the first film, The Wicked Go to Hell, is my favourite. But, like I said, all three have been given a 4 out of 5 rating. So, it's probably just going to come down to personal taste, whether or not, or how I'm feeling on a day or something like that, whether or not I choose one over the other. But The Wicked Go to Hell is my favourite of the three, but all three of them are really, really good and shows that Robert Hossein is capable of doing three distinctly different kinds of films. Because the first film is obviously a prison drama that then morphs into a kind of tense hostage situation, and then obviously Nude in a White Car is more of a mystery film noir. And then Taste of Violence is obviously a western in the Zapitar kind of subgenre. So yeah, three really different kind of films, but overall three really rather enjoyable ones. And yeah, I like the fact that they're all about the same length as well. So none are outstaying their welcome. And yeah, even though Robert Hussein could potentially be considered someone that's kind of in love with Robert Hussein, because as I said in Taste of Violence and in the previous film, he was the lead actor in both of those. Um, to be honest, considering he is more than a good actor and a really rather good director as well, I have no issue with him kind of perhaps falling in love with himself in some regards in terms of on the screen. So yeah, overall, really good box set and a solid release overall for this year. So yeah, definitely one of my favourites of this year so far. But nonetheless, if you have seen The Taste of Violence, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.